Now, obviously, I have played a bit of Ultra Street Fighter 2, so I have got used to using these buttons, but of course it's not ideal. Hello and welcome to another NihongoGamer video. Really excited because today we're having a look at Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection here on the Nintendo Switch. Now this is the first time I've ever launched it, so I've never actually done this before, but I've already tried it on the PlayStation 4 and I've really enjoyed it so far. Let's see how it plays in undocked mode here on the Nintendo Switch. Because if you're like me, you probably played a lot of these games when you were a kid, but now you've grown up, you're an adult, you know, you have to work your job and all that. And now it's time to play this game on the go, you know, on the train, on the way to work, while you're commuting, at the bus stop. Press A to start. This is really exciting. I can't believe this is... Now, I have actually played the PlayStation version, so I can say a few things about the differences. So far it's identical. Now I'm going to be playing it here on the arcade stick, but I do want to show you what it feels like to play on these controls, because I think a lot of concern will be whether this D-pad is good enough to play Street Fighter games. Now we've got arcade versus and training, and we're going to try out... Actually, let's try a bit of training for a second. Let's just see how it feels. So I've already been playing Ultra Street Fighter 2 on here, so I already kind of know what the old type games feel like, but let's try a bit of Alpha 3. Wow, I cannot believe it's running here on this tiny little screen. I mean, obviously I've actually played games like this on... Wait, hang on, which button is it? This one? Yeah. I've actually played games like this on my PSP, so it's not completely new and crazy. To be able to play on a little console like this that you can set up in tabletop mode, hook up this amazing Hori arcade... What is it? Real Arcade Pro Hayabusa stick, so you can play with a stick on the Switch even if you don't have a TV. Yep. Very responsive. Absolutely no problems, feels identical to the PlayStation 4 version. I gotta say, I did not like this stick. I've got to say, I wasn't really keen on the RAP Hayabusa Hori stick for Nintendo Switch at first because it uses Hayabusa parts instead of Sanwa parts, but I've been using it more recently, and actually I think I might be getting closer to actually preferring the feel on these buttons. It's like, it takes less effort to push the button all the way down, so you can actually have a slightly lighter touch and press buttons a bit more quickly if you want. One thing I'm really keen to see is whether the screen scaling actually works better in full mode on a small screen. Alright, here's something interesting about playing it on the Nintendo Switch screen. Because it's not 1080p, because this screen is 720, I think you can actually afford to go into full mode, and it doesn't actually look that blurry. Now originally, on the PlayStation 4, on the full HD version, or even on docked mode, you would play it in full HD, and it would look a little bit weird. If you go from original to full, it kind of gets a little bit blurry. But I would say that actually in 720p on the undocked mode, I think you can actually afford to go from original to full mode, and it actually doesn't look that blurry. Yeah, you want to maximize that tiny little screen. Interesting. Let's start from the newest one, Third Strike. Capcom. Oh, that's interesting. It saved my preference to be in full mode instead of original mode. I like that. Man, the animation in this game is so good, and being able to... Like, I don't think I've ever had a version like this, like a portable version. Now, how do I press start in this game?
Welcome to the world of Street Fighter.
Okay, I don't really know why, but for some reason ZL is the start button, so okay. Let's go for a character I know how to use. Oh wow, I can't believe I'm playing on this tiny little screen. So exciting.
Are you ready? Go!
Come on, 12. Show me what you got. Oh yeah. This is absolutely intense. Super combo! How do I exit out of here? Do I press start? Yep. Alright, let's move away from the Street Fighter 3 animations. Let's go to a Street Fighter Alpha game. I've already played Alpha 2, and I've already played a bit of Alpha 3, but I haven't played any of Street Fighter Alpha. This is literally the first time in probably 20 years that I've played Street Fighter Alpha. Like, I think this was the first time I got back into Street Fighter. A friend was playing it on their PlayStation. I was like, what is Street Fighter Alpha? And then I went home and I bought Street Fighter Alpha 2, which was just about to be released at the time on the Super Nintendo. I don't remember any of this. Street Fighter! Alright, so no Sakura yet. Let's go with someone like Ryu. This music is so intense. Or maybe I should have been Chun-Li. Oh well, too late. I'm not gonna pretend that I know how to do anything like alpha counters. Are the characters just bigger in this game or something? Ooh. I'm getting kicked. Oops. Schoolboy error. Now the thing is, in this game, combos are a little bit different. I've actually never played... I don't think I've ever played Street Fighter Alpha ever, actually, come to think of it. I think I may have only played it at my friend's house when he showed it to me. Uh-oh. Okay, well at least I managed a super combo. Now in this game it has like a special version of the combo, doesn't it? It has like target combos that are like already pre-programmed. Let's try a bit of Street Fighter Alpha 2 just because I'm, you know, I'm a sucker for the music in this game. The feels, guys. The feels. Alright, that's enough of that. And in this game we can't actually use Sakura, but let's use a character I haven't used before. How about Chun-Li? Highly recommend this stick. It's actually quite a lot cheaper than a lot of other sticks. I don't know why the Hori sticks are cheaper than a lot of other brands, but highly recommend it. Oops. Is it a charge or is it a forward down back? Back down forward. I think it's a charge. I'm trying to figure out how to do the Hadouken. Uh-oh. Oop, that was a mistake. Oh no, that was the wrong one! Oh, what? I threw you! What happened? Maybe do you have a throw button in this game? Now, we've seen a bit of Street Fighter 3, we've seen a couple Street Fighter Alphas. Let's see what it feels like with Street Fighter 1? I've actually never played Street Fighter 1 in my entire life. This is my first time. Is that Cody? Wow, there was no frills back then. Let's go. One player only. Country select. Well, I'm in Japan right now, so I may as well click on Japan. Oh, that chooses your character. I guess if you choose America, does it choose Ken? But actually, Ken is half Japanese, isn't he? So maybe choosing Japan is... Maybe, who knows? Maybe either option can choose Ken. Okay, so... You do actually have 6 buttons, so that's quite complex for such an old game. And as I gather from the promotional material, it actually had pressure-sensitive buttons. Now, can I do the Dragon Punch? Is the question. Nope. I lose. I'm told that it's really hard to get the Shoryuken to work in this game. So maybe I should just give up, because as you can see, it's just not happening. Something like the inputs have to happen at the exact right frame. But I got a fireball! I cannot believe how difficult it is. Though I have to say, it feels more like Street Fighter than I was expecting it to. I thought it was going to feel like nothing like Street Fighter. I thought it was going to be an absolute disaster. And then we'll go to Street Fighter Super Turbo, or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So actually, I probably didn't play a lot of Super Turbo as a kid. Maybe it actually was Hyper Fighting that I played. Whatever it was, I didn't really play either of these games that much as a kid, but I remember the traditional music, probably the one from Hyper Fighting. Wow. Flashing lights galore. Let's go for Sagat. Upcoming DLC for Street Fighter 5. Oh. Hey. Oh no! Come on, this is level 1, chill out. No! Why can't I do a Dragon Punch? There it is. Oh no, Alright, so my inputs are a little bit messy, as you can see. And let's go all the way back to Street Fighter 2. So this is the original arcade release. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Is this the only game that has this music at the start? Because this was the intro I had when I bought I think I bought it on discount. It was like $5 and it was for the PC, so I had to play on my keyboard. And again, at that time, we didn't realize that those keyboards didn't have what's called like N key rollover. Anyway, you couldn't press like more than 3 buttons at the same time. It was a disaster. Let's try Bellanca. Alright, Bellanca, let's go. Hey, if this is the original release of Street Fighter 2, this is super polished. How do I get in on Dulcine? Come on, touch me. That's what she said. Uh-oh, uh-oh. You ready for this? You ready for this? Okay, so apparently I can't even mash. You win! Alright, let's move on to the next. Oops, whoa. What is save game? The game data has been saved. Does that like save state so that you can come back to this position later? Just for kicks, I just want to see that if I load this game and I go to load game, say load game, what happens? Oh my goodness! I had no idea this was a feature. Right, so if you're having trouble with the final boss, but you do want to win, or maybe like today you're doing a shoot and you want to record a YouTube video where you do the whole thing in one go, you could just cheat and save game and then load game. No way! Now I realize, of course, if you've emulated a game before, save states are not a new thing, but I was not expecting a save state feature here on the Switch. That's really interesting. So let's go into Hyper Fighting. Oh no, okay, so Hyper Fighting did have this intro as well, so it's entirely possible that the version I played as a kid also was Hyper Fighting. Who knows? I love this music though. So into it. Let's choose a character I know less about, Honda. I love this character. I just, I'm not incredibly good. Just love Honda for some reason. He's a screaming character. You know everything you need to know about him very early, very quickly, very immediately. One slap. Oh, what is it? 100 million hand slap? Oh, well, obviously that's not gonna work. Do I still have this move? Yeah, I do. Well, Chun-Li, you're about to get hit by it. Bosh! I sat on your leg. It is unreal being able to have all 12 of these games on the Switch. Like, I'm obviously not on a train right now, but being able to jump on a train later, because I actually do need to get on a train later, so I'll test it then. Being able to just whip out a bit of Third Strike, or for a bit of nostalgia, whipping out some like Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter 1. Of course, actually, I doubt I'm going to play a lot of Street Fighter 1. Whatever, Chun-Li. They need sumos like me. They need sumos like me. Oh, I lost. Oh, get out. Rage quit! Interestingly enough, for all the games, it looks like you have special moves at any point in time during the game. So you can literally be just halfway through a match, just whip open the start menu and have special moves. Obviously, I doubt this is part of the arcade. It's not part of the arcade realm, guys. So this is actually quite a very convenient feature. Alright, so that is essentially it for all of the arcade versions for these Street Fighter games. I hope you've got a general idea of how it feels. But one of the most important things is not how does it feel playing with an arcade stick, because obviously you can play with the TV in docked mode with an arcade stick, but what we really want to see is how does it feel to hold it like this. Oh, now I'm going to have to change the angle. Hold on. I'm just going to show you vaguely what it feels like to play this game in handheld mode. So we're going to go into Alpha 3 and play a bit of arcade mode, because we did miss out on that earlier. Now let's go in with a character I know how to use. Hopefully it won't be green. Wait, did I choose the right color? Get out, no way. I actually chose the right color. This is like the first time this has ever happened. Now actually, this is going to be really tricky because I need to press the buttons over here as well. Okay, now obviously I have played a bit of Ultra Street Fighter 2, so I have got used to using these buttons, but of course it's not ideal. I think if you're playing a charge character, it's even less ideal. And actually I used to play a lot of Chun-Li on Ultra Street Fighter 2, so it was really super not ideal. Let's see if I can manage a super combo here. Yep, does work. Now something you might want to remember is that I think in Alpha 3 it's fine, but in Alpha 2 you need to press all 3 buttons at the same time if you want to do a super combo, which is level 3. So you have to do this to press all 3 buttons at the same time, and that can be kind of annoying because getting them to all press at the same time is difficult, especially with the ZR button being a slightly different shape to the other R button. Interesting. This is great fun. Sorry, I think I'm probably dropping the screen quite a lot so that you can't see, but every time I move the screen into the right place, I can't actually play the game. I'm trying to take advantage of my mid-air blocking. You always forget, when you move back and forth, one of the things about this game is that if you move back and forth between Street Fighter 2, 3, and then you play an Alpha game, you forget that you can do things like air blocks. Or if you do it the opposite way, if you play Alpha 3 first, then you go to like Street Fighter 3 or Street Fighter 2, and you don't have air blocks, it's like, uh-oh. Don't try to air block stuff that you can't do. There are some people who are phenomenal at switching. Oh no, I thought that was gonna kill. Oh no! That sucks. I'm actually gonna put it back here on this dock now. I say dock, it's literally just a piece of leather with a hole in it. Well, essentially that is it for Street Fighter 30th Anniversary here on the Switch in undocked mode. Honestly, I consider this the most important mode for the Switch version. I think if anyone's going to buy the Switch version, it's because either one, they only own a Switch, or two, they want to be able to take it on the go. I think a lot of people are double dipping on this game, as in buying the game twice, just so they can play at home on their PlayStations or on their PC for convenience, and then have this, you know, on download on the Switch so they can play it on the train, on the bus, anytime they want. And something like Street Fighter, you can just jump straight in and play like a quick one-game match. You can go in here to do a bit of training mode, try out a few combos.
Round one, fight!
And you're straight in, you know, in training mode in hyper fighting. So if there's a tournament coming up, which I think there actually is, you could actually work on seeing which combos actually work in hyper fighting. I'm super happy with the way that it plays. Obviously holding this at a slightly weird angle for the camera was a bit weird, so that was a little bit difficult to control, but on the whole, using these controls is very, very serviceable, and I hear that there is a special Joy-Con coming out in the future, like maybe next month or in a couple months, where there's actually a real D-pad here, so I'm very excited about trying that out. Let me know if you'd like to see an unboxing and a review of the Hori Joy-Con with the D-pad controller here. Keen to see how many people are interested in that. Personally, I think this does work okay. Just, you know, when I'm on the train, these, you know, this D-pad here will work okay. Ideally, I would like to have my, you know, stick, and ideally, I'd like to have this new Joy-Con that's coming out in the future. You know, but there's also so much other stuff that you can enjoy. You can go into this museum mode. There's a lot of stuff you can check out. Characters, you can check out the music. Is this like a sound test? Oh, no way. You've got a sound test. You can go into Alpha 2, pick up the... Have we got character music in here? Go and check out the stage theme for Sakura. Excellent. This is a good enough reason to take this on the bus with you. So you can go around and check out the different musics like this. So yeah, Switch undocked. You don't even need this controller, you can just hold it like this, and it's actually very, very serviceable. Is it my preferred way of playing it? Obviously not, but that is the reason I bought it on the Switch, so that I could hold it like this on the train, play my favorite versions of Street Fighter. Really, really exciting stuff. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share the links and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next NihongoGamer video.